Boom, with 35 seconds to spare. Let's go. Take a look at some history here. Sandoria has been around since season 3. Just made it up. It's one of your graduating class here this season, moving up out of advanced. I've been in advanced for 3 seasons after their initial debut in open. Improved a lot from season 6 over their previous 2 iterations, right? Ended up 10 and 6. That's good enough for 8th place. That's good enough for playoffs. Now they do get 0-2 to out of playoffs. But I believe because we expanded, we had so many signups, top 8 was moved up. So they still, because they're in top 8, they still managed to earn themselves a spot here at expert division. But as one of your graduating class, I mean, that is a big step up, right? We did get Sandoria with first pick, banning off the Winton, as we briefly saw, as we're gonna head to Ilios for this map one. I see that, Fudgy. I see that. That was actually one of my, when I saw this team and was looking to get this team on stream. Now, part of it was just the later start time, right? So we could pack in a double header. But I saw your coach. I was like, oh, we gotta get Fudgy's team on here. I mean, again, graduating class team, right? We're coming out of advanced here, and you're up in, a whole new echelon of difficulty and opponents. We're gonna get a Freya ban out of 7-2-1. I'm gonna go get that Freya ban plugged in just real quick. So we had win over, their one win is a bye week. Lost to Shaheen Esports and Quick. Actually, both pretty highly rated. So not terribly, nothing to be ashamed of in that one. If you're 7-2-1, you have a win over Empire, but you lost that reverse sweep to start the season against Sync. Let that sink in. And they had the 2-0 lead and got reverse swept by Sync. There you go. That's where we stand. Let's get into map 1. We're headed to Ilios. Kick things off. I owe you a Freya ban. Freya is so powerful on this map. I can understand the Freya ban out of 7-2-1.
Round 1. Capture.
All right, let's get into your second match of the day. If I missed anything, y'all let me know. If I've got like information up somewhere that's wrong, or if I missed something, y'all let me know. What are we looking at right out of the gate? That is potato time, I believe. Ego. They're in the Diva. We're just rocking a streamer tag, unfortunately. Killa's another just outstanding, shining bright spot here for the squad as we see Killa get our first pseudo pick. Got the DMAC. Follow up. God, there you go. Headshot onto the Tracer to cap that fight. It's gonna be 7-2-1 with a great opening here. But as far we had a new feature from FACEIT League. They asked me to kind of pick my favorite player from each role for that week. So it kind of formed like a fantasy team for week 1 based on how what I saw and how players did. Killa was my pick for flex support. And this is from both regions, by the way, right? And I think Killa just had such a standout game, even though it was a reverse sweep against 7-2-1 in that opening week. Still, Killa was such a huge standout. You see, Ready come up with the first pick here in this second engagement. You got a very low Holodine. Bog-Eyed Bob, what a name. What a great name. Oh! Ready is able to just stick the exploding Diva Mech, catches the pilot. And so far, a dominant showing here out of 7-2-1. So coming up on an impulse bomb, gonna be just the opener that Sandoria needs. They've struggled to find this opening pick so far. There it is! Bog-Eyed Bob gives them their first pick of the series. Killa does respond with a Kitsune rush. Bog-Eye was trying to chase down the Trace, but gets run down in their own right there by Ego. Which is it? I know it's H-E-G-O-I, and the way I've heard people pronounce it, it's a very soft H. But is it more like Ego or Egoi? I don't know. I think that's just a dialect that is outside of my comfort zone. Oh, the boop. Even with the sound barrier, Nyanya will not get the touch. Good boop from Oliver. That one pick on the days was your only pick of the map there for for Sandoria. Bog-Eyed with a great opener though. I mean, you know what? You're still top damage. You have more damage than Daze. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Ready. Whew. Leading the server so far, the Tracer. That's something you know. Your Tracer's not typically your damage lead in the lobby, right? Like, whew.
4, 3, 2, 1. Round.
This is the teleport rollout. Oh, I love that rollout too. Up to the rooftop. That was cool. That was cool. I'm gonna have to remember that one. I've been trying to play more Symmetra. I've like never played Sim. I don't know how my neurodivergent ass has never played the only actual neurodivergent character in the game. But she, I mean, like, she seems I love her, the strategy and the thinking that goes into a Symmetra. Anyway, I've been trying to play more Sim. Just recently. I'm having a blast with her, by the way. But that was, I mean, just during the Vendetta trial is where I picked up Sim for the very first time out of like thousands and thousands of hours of playing this game. I had never really given Sim an honest day in court. I mean, it's not like I'd never played her, but I'd never really given her an honest day in court. But it was so good with the Vendetta, I had to, and against the Vendetta, I had to try. Anyway, I digress. I've got a little bit of a tangent here. Huge anti-nade, Oliver won! Can't quite hunt it down, but Bog-Eyed. Bog-Eyed once again delivers here. We got a couple of picks this time around. Beautiful shot to find Oliver. A couple of X's will help finish off Dazed. And Sandoria grabs some percentage for the first time today. Already looking much better. Look at that. Look at that. They've got 4 kills. They've quadrupled the amount of elims already, or final blows at least, that we saw from the opening round. Okay, rotation to the point. Holodine just moves into anchor. Does find themselves in a 1v3. Doing a good job of keeping their back to the on. You can see how they're playing it in the doorway to ensure that they can get this nano boost. Daze does find Bog-Eyed when this is going on, but a good pick from Holodine. They're able to finish off Junker with a little help from their Ana. Sandoria find themselves in a pretty good spot. 7-2-1 tankless in this fight. Niana with a rally to help finish off Daze and scare off anybody else. Boo. Oh, typical gets finished off. Swiffle though delivers a pulse bomb to cancel the Deadeye. Nicely done. That was a huge boop. Sent Oliver flying back all the way to ruins. He landed back on well. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, where's this nade going? I gotta say this. Whee! God, that's a good nade. Holy shit, from spawn? That was actually a great nade. Somebody's done that before. Just saying. Clearly, this Ana is a bright spot here for Typical and Sandoria. I also love the aesthetic. You got the galactic weapon with the purple mythic skin. I'm not usually a big fan of her mythic skin, but I'm digging this aesthetic. All right, Typical, I see you. I see you. And clearly, you do love this Ana. Great map for it. We'll keep an eye out for this as this series goes on. Daze move finds Swiffle early in this fight, unfortunately for Swiffle. It's a good anti-nade, but and a good eat from Holiday. That's going to allow them to rotate back and regroup with the rest of the team. Beautifully done. And that would have absolutely secured the D-Mech. And you would have had to self-destruct in a very vulnerable position. As it is, Haladin is able to get back in mech. Keep an eye. I think Swiffle is playing down low around the Mega in a fight with Reddy while this is going on. Keep that in mind. Swiffle will win that duel. Meanwhile, Typical hits themselves and Purple's Ego. I'm gonna go with Ego for now. That's what I think it's. I think I've heard it is Ego. It's also potato time. I think the Deadeye was just used for a reload there. Let's go check Dazed. All right, Dazed with the Aura Deadeye. True zoning ultimate. Paladin, nano boosted for the second time in this sub-map. Finishes off not only Cool, but Dazed as well. And Sandoria with a fantastic showing here in round 2. After only finding one meager final blow in the entirety of Well, have put up quite the comprehensive hold here in this final fight. He's going their way also. Beautiful pulse bomb, anticipating the land out of Ego. And that is a round picked up here from Sandoria. Your 8th seed coming out of Advanced Division. Thanks, what off of 721. I know, Beauregard. I know it's exciting. I like the sim as well. Good to know, Payne. You have to show me how to play. You have to give me some sim lessons. It does feel like the gameplay of Symmetra with how you use teleports and turrets is so neurodivergent friendly. You know, it's like I can't quite explain it. But it's like something about Sim works very similarly to the way my brain works. I'm the problem-solving, puzzle-solving type of neurodivergence. And Sim definitely kind of plays like a puzzle sometimes. But you know what? No Symmetra here. We just get almost mirror matchup. Now, Daze will have a significant advantage just with the geometry of Ruins, right? A lot more range to play around. You get these little high ground pedestals to stand on. Works combos very well with the slide and, Sojourn's maneuverability. So I feel like a significant advantage over the bog-eyed Cassidy right now, unless you get up close and personal. So it does mean Ego needs to kind of keep an eye out for that. Helvin Raptor, I appreciate the follow. Oh, bog-eyed tried to anticipate the recall. Ends up just kind of split in the middle, kicking a field goal with that flashbang. In a very convincing opening fight. 26% and counting on the board there for 721. So that's what we talked about. Once you get kind of in this kind of close quarters fight, the cast is going to get a lot of value. And we see Ego, does not want to take that head to head. A nice move from Holiday. I respect it. Not getting just completely confined, just trying to push out by a little bit of space. And that is Swiffle accomplishing the same thing. Will force at least a slight backup. 721 backpedaling at least to the objective. Ready is going to move in. Is trying to find flank angle to work, but nicely marked there by Swiffle. And then we'll get the recall out. Kitsu available. In fact, a lot of ultimates available there for 721. The pulse doesn't quite land. Now with the Kitsu in play, though. A dominant fight win. They're out of 721. Ooh, looking to get the kill on the pilot. Holiday will get back at mech. But Typical's got run down, thereby Ready and Ego. One last opportunity here for Sandoria to get something done on this point. They got 3 seconds to get the touch. I don't think Haladin made it in time. The Pilot Demon does not initiate the OT. And we'll get 100-0 here on Ruins from 721 to close out the map. But, 721 heavy favorites, I think, in this matchup. Really good showing there in round 2 out of Elemental Sandoria. And, again, they had one final blow in the entirety of the opening map. They were able to turn that around and put up quite a few there in that second round, right? The majority of those we were seeing in the stats came from that second round. Fudgy and Sandoria decide they've got to get that tracer out of Ready's pocket, particularly on a map like Route 66 where you have a lot of flank angles to try to contend with and contest. This is a high value map. Scoreboard's still broken, unfortunately. I'm sorry, friends. But I can see it. A high value map to get the tracer out of there. Let's get a map 2. Zyora? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I hope I am. I appreciate the follow. It's a cool name. That's a very cool name. Zyora. That's cool. Like, I feel like I would have used that as like a D&D villain or something. I don't know. That's a neat name. I'd love to know the history on that. The evil wizard Zyora. Conquering lands. Oh, Gambas. Gambas. Good call, Miro. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Gambas. Get your Gambas in. I know. I'm sorry. Let's see. We did get a element Sandoria, or in the left-hand side according to our FACEIT page. Boom. Good call. Good call. Get your campus in. All right, we are going to get... Oh, I owe you a ban. I assume it's an auto ban? Just judging by what we're saying, I assume it's an auto ban. It is an auto ban out of 721. Because otherwise, typical would be in that auto. We kind of learned that in map 1, right? Especially considering we're going into more Winston comps. This also explains the Route 66 pick. Now, does trying to ban the Tracer and attack the DPS, you left yourself vulnerable to that auto ban. What kind of effect does this have here for Sandoria? Oh, apparently, typical is just as ruthless here in the Carico. And first pick will go to Vel. Wow. All right, we had immediately got an answer to that. Ready tried to play in the Reaper with Swiffle going into the Echo here in lieu of that Tracer ban. And one of my absolute favorite skins in the entire game. I love this skin so much. The Fleta MVP skin, so good. I use this exact combo with the golden weapon. I use this exact combo. Anyway. Good pick onto Ego through that. Using the streamer tag Junker Queen, aka Potato Time. So getting a kill onto the tank. Oh, I was gonna say, should you open you up for an advantage here, but Riox just shuts that down. Beautiful headshot out of the Viper. Now we're looking at Ego's back in the fight. I know. Hey, you know what? At least the Gammas are up there if you want them, Miro. I'm sorry you're not getting any love. Nyanza will hit all 5 with that. It looked like a bolo shot might have hit the bubble. It was hard to see, but Bogeye comes up with a kill. Rally and play here from Oliver, though, and Kitsu as well. That was just a fast swinging mace. I forget how much damage a Kitsu brick does. That was just gross. Cool name. It's a cool name. We're gonna get the duplicate out of Swiffle here. Oh, yeah, that didn't last long, unfortunately, for Swiffle. The Primal trying to kidnap Ego, but they have their own ultimate to get out of here. In fact, they're not even getting out. They're just gonna hang out in front of the spawn doors. Ego will eventually back away. It is a really cool name, Sayora. It is a really cool name. This is unique. It just has a cool tone to it. You know, it just sounds cool. Kitsu available for typical. Bob thrown in here from Rayox. Swiffle backing up, deflect. Not only to try to stay alive, but to try to protect some of their teammates. Neither is going to happen. Swiffle goes down. The rest of the team is cornered by the Bob. Ego moving in to try to see what they can find there. And pick up big Bog-Eyed and get the Kitsu out. So a fairly low value Kitsune rush just to try to fight out of this corner here for Sandoria. Rick Carey and Monkey Ash Reaper, what's going on in the kitchen? I mean, you know what? You're cooking up something funky. Sometimes funky is good, though. Sometimes funky is good. Oh, the Death Blossom from Reddy. Oh, no. Nyanza goes down. Swiffle will immediately get cut down as soon as the deflect ends. Dazed is pretty damn good. It's hard to argue that fact. Dazed is pretty damn good. And a bit of a duel there with Bog-Eyed. 7 seconds. It's up to Nyanza or Swiffle to get a touch. All right, there it's Swiffle who dashes in under the protection of the Winston bubble. Everybody's backing away, though. Rally and Kitsu now in play. This card's not going anywhere. Nyanza never even gets a chance to drop the beat.
Initiating.
Yeah, Miro, Route 66, I will say traditionally, Route 66 has kind of lent itself to some more unusual compositions because of the way, particularly this point A defense, right? This point A defense is so unique, and I love it. I think it's one of the most unique points of the entire game. But being able, obviously a lot of this is based on the back that we have a Tracer on a ban. But like as far as the break Kiri backline, right? Like the Kiri is able to go in and out with the Winton, and and you have your dive aspect there. But then you keep Dazed and Oliver on the back high ground. Oliver's able to just kind of protect as much as they want. You give a very safe spot for Quilla to always swift step back to. I can see the vision here, and I think it only worked because of the unusual and unique aspect of this Big Earl's defense. Speaking of, we're going to get another unusual look here. We're going to go into the Bappa Yari. A little double flex support. A lot of damage output here from that back line in this high ground position. Did we get a sub in? We did get a sub. So Wild is a sub. That is, I was originally wondering if that was just like a streamer tag or something, but Wild is a sub coming in for this map too, by the way. So apologies, I didn't shout you out sooner. But Wild pulling out the Zarya here for this defense. Looking like it's gonna be a rough season for Sandoria. Hey, you know what? That's why I wanted to really highlight that bright spot that we saw on Lighthouse, because they showed they've got some chops, right? But this is your 8th seed. Your 8th seed coming out of Advanced Division with their debut in Expert. So, you know what? Some growing pains is to be expected. That's for sure. What's up, Little Blue Jay? Appreciate you being here. Wow, backing out. There's some wonderful cover there from the Immortality, but there's nothing left for phase 2 of this disengage. God! Ready caps Nyanya from miles away. Sniper Reaper in play. 7-2-1, take map 2. Yeah, so I ask you, we gotta look past Quad. Reox is just nasty with it. You gotta look past just the results of, hey, it's a 2-0, 7-2-1, definitely looking very much in control right now. And look at how Sandoria is able to punch up. And so, yeah, kind of fell a little bit flat there. Didn't work out for him, no doubt. But when you back up and we go to map 1, and we see the clapback there on Lighthouse after getting just completely shot. They had one final blow in all of Well, and then they come back and win Lighthouse, and I mean, they look good. So we know Sandoria have the capability. We know they've got that dog in them. They just got to dig deep. They've got to find it. They got to train it, right? I mean, it's just going to take time. We are going to get a new Junk City pick with a hazard banned out. Okay, so if Wild stays in, I'm anticipating this is like a Zarya protect, right? Not to say, I mean, I think we've seen Patata Time play, a decent amount of hazard, but that really feels like a Zarya protect, especially if Wild's staying in. So, I mean, we just seen the one map from Wild, right? This is kind of our introduction, we're just getting familiar with all of these players. But we saw Wild play a Winston and a Zarya. Very interesting hero pool. We'll get a Kiri ban there from Sandoria, from 7-2-1, as they target a support for the second map in a row. Let's get into map 3. How does the attacking team lose their advantage after killing the opposing take? I mean, Reox is just awesome like that. One headshot from Reox is all it took.
Initial flashpoint
We are seeing Wild go into that Zarya, as anticipated. So they protect that with the hazard ban. Ego's gonna match. Oops, sorry. My fat finger the B when trying to hit spacebar. Wild brings down Ready, but a beautiful shot. There it is. Reox once again, you know, just trying to nullify a huge advantage. Will pick up 2 important kills, cutting down the Zarya and the Tracer. Means it's really up to Bog-Eye to get something done here on this point. You do have both supports still there, but you're under pressure from the Zarya, running your, if not your highest damage output of any tank. I don't know, it feels that way to me. It feels, I mean, it feels to me like Zarya always has the highest damage output, at least potential of any tank. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think on that. Oh, I need to get you some breads. Oh, Gammas. I know, I'm gonna be a little late, but it's okay. We got him, you know, we got him in. We got him in. And, you know, considering I'm on a delay, that's all you can ask for. So far, this is pretty systematic. Here from 7-2-1. I believe they did lose 2 early, right? Bog-Eye got a couple of kills early. Yeah, they've lost 2 in the very first fight, but have not had a fatality since. %. We do get the OT. Swiffle is able to make it onto the point and keep that yellow bar going. They do blink back in. Typical's going to throw it in an orbital ray to try to help survive through the ego grab, and it works. I mean, it takes both the orbital and the rally, but they survive indeed and move in and grab percentage. Let's go. It's decisive, and it's exactly what Sandoria needed to flip the script a little bit here on this point. I mean, that was looking like they weren't even going to get a touch. Good job from Swiffle to get not only the initial touch, but cycles the cooldowns enough to get the follow-up as well. Pivotal moment here. Now Wild's got a grab to work with. Very aggressive hold. Grab comes out. Swiffle go in. I think one of the big bang doesn't get it. Oh, the immortality. They're out of kill made. Swiffle hesitate to throw in the pulse, and it buys just enough time for Reox to find that pick. And that's just leveraged into 4 more. And despite the grab pulse combo, we're going to get a flip here at 99% for 7-2-1. We're heading to the garage. It's kind of funny how they call, like, it's like they changed the name of this point after the fact, because it's called the garage inside the first point, right? Damn. I don't even say about that, just damn. Well, the Ant Matrix down, Reox had the railgun loaded and ready to go, and that Deadeye just disappeared in the blink of an eye. Like a magic trick. Keep an eye on Daze, kind of working around soft link towards that top side of your script. Ready, moving in through main, has the Death Blossom. So if they so choose. Once they get out the bubbles, expect go time. It's going to be a couple kills. Swiffle's brought down out of the back line. Ready moves in. No ult necessary. Gets up close and personal here. And it's another good team fight win. I believe we're still at only 2 deaths. Oh, no. They have had 2 more deaths. This is what I was thinking. It's like the deaths come in 2s here. 3 sets of 2s. Well, I mean, I think it was 2 deaths and then the fight win. Right? We had that 1 fight win. Anyway. The Ant Matrix is late. Will not be able to save the squad here. Typical, I saw the vision. It was just a touch too late into the fight. Dazed will find 3 on top of the grab there from Ego. We're going to get a 2-0 lead here on the map. I don't think Swiffle's close enough. Yeah, Swiffle's not close enough to dash in to get a touch, right? Oh. And just to add insult to injury, 721 gets an outstanding spawn, as they can just back up right to the point, completely in control of the map all along the way. You've got 3 ultimates to work with. Everything kind of going S21's way so far. Let's see if Swivel can turn around the fates of Elemental Sandoria. Pulse bomb in the pocket. Oh, it's cutting already. Ready's got one with it. The Immortality Field gonna keep them alive through the back end of that death loss, and it's enough to take down Typical, and the bulk of sustain is gone. Another first fight. Another first fight going the way of 721. Grab has got a 5-3. Ant Matrix is 2-4-4. It's actually an enormous grab. The pulse is in, but the sound barrier is able to keep everybody alive. Oliver actually kills Swiffle at the end of that. Both supports of 721 lighten up the kill feed. Killa gets a pair through their own Ant Matrix. And the double support ults work out well. What a beautiful sound barrier. High value. They're out of Oliver. I think Nyanya wanted to match, didn't see the opening. Ah, man, I can't help but wonder, do you match the sound barrier there, even though the pulse bomb grab combo doesn't work, and try to keep going with, try to keep leveraging a cooldown advantage. Give me an OC out of play here from Rayhawk, sound barrier, and Deadeye. Now in play from 721. From Sandoria. But they're used just to approach the point. So it's a lot of ultimates, and you do end up with a kill on the ready. But you're still making your way into, past the choke and onto the objective. Bad guy able to wrestle down a kill onto Ego, and that's enormous. That opens up a lot of space here for a nice little 2-piece out of Wild. Dueling grabs available here for this fight. Oh, nice grab right behind. It's a good catch, but the sightlines are kind of blocked there. There was a lot of cover. Now the counter grab is enormous. The Ant Matrix will not be enough to keep Sandoria alive through that. They're able to get up to 63% on this point, but I believe that's just going to be the series. 7-2-1 will 3-0 this one out. Move up to 2-1 on the season.
Play of the game.
God, you see the grind there. Rayox had what was level 186 in the Soj? My goodness. Oh, hey, come on. There we go. My stream deck button didn't work. Hey, I don't want to hear that sad stuff about Sandoria, all right? They're up against a very, very tough squad here today. We have 7-2-1, is actually on our, let's see, let me go find exactly where did I put 7-2-1. I had 7-2-1 at 5th. We had 7-2-1 at 5th overall in our power rankings out of the 30 teams or something we've got an EMEA expert this season. And again, Sandoria with an 8th place finish in advanced for last season, right? Right? This was the team that was known as GG Ajax last season. So they were your 7th seed coming out of advanced, right? So like this is, we would expect them to be, towards the very bottom of the standings. You know what? They still had that lighthouse. That lighthouse was such a gem, such a wonderful insight. And I think they've got a bright future ahead of them. They just need a little bit more time to develop. You know what? I think that's all there is to it. It's all there is to it. Typical look great in the Ana in particular. You know what? If you're Sandoria fans, don't give up hope. They have a bright future ahead of them. I guarantee it. They have a bright future ahead of them. Let's see. Do we get any stats here? We do actually have stats now. Yay! Right? All these deaths came from that second round. Like, they only had one death, I think. 1 or 2 deaths outside of that second round. Wow, with 9K there in that third map. leading the team. Silver damage in the lobby behind Ego. Potato Time 29 in 2 and 11k damage there. Ready and Oliver go deathless there on that map too. En route. In that full hold. I think I'm going to give your player of the match to Dazed Reox. Just looked outstanding. 32 and 1. Highest aliens, fewest deaths there in that final map. Led the server in damage outside of your 2 tanks. So Dazed Reox, your player of the match. And we saw, just the power of that hit scan where, a good advantage where Sandoria were able to take down Ego early. Or, I guess towards the end of one of those engagements on Route 66, thought they had a tank advantage to be able to come back in and catch the defense of 7-2-1 without their tank. Dazed Reox lands a beautiful headshot, completely nullifies that advantage, shuts down that, that entire approach, buys time for Potato Time / Ego to get back into the fight and stabilize on that defense. This leads to a full hold, right? So just that kind of impact, that's what Reox brings to the table. And is your player of the match here today.